Okay, my screen just literally went black. So I guess that wasn't happening. But I don't know what's happening now. It's all black. Okay, I'm gonna have to pull this up on another tab because I can't see anything. I'm pretty sure that I'm live, but I can't see what is going on, why my screen is black. So I guess I'm going to watch myself on another tab, which is like me behind, which is going to be weird. Okay. I don't know. I guess because I'm also in my story. So I don't actually know how to watch your comments. How do I watch this? Okay. Okay. Corey, thank you. I am going to be watching everything on like where you guys are because I'm not watching it on the live whatever feed. And so it'll be a little bit behind. So this is weird. Okay. I have a question. This is so distracting. Okay. I think I'm going to go to the black screen because that might be better. No. Okay. Okay. What if you knew exactly what to do in your relationship, in your business, with your money, all these things that I see everyone's running around trying to figure out the answer, the solution, the strategy? What if you just intuitively knew what to do? What if it wasn't like not even a big deal, right? And if you've ever had coaching, you know what it's like to have somebody tell you exactly what you need to do and to be like, oh, okay, I just need to spend 1 hour in the gym. Or you guys know why I'm laughing at that. Or I just need to do this in my relationship and just need to do this, or this is my decision in my relationship. And if you just had that power where you could figure out from inside of you, because you know we have the answers, but a lot of times we're so stuck and we can't figure things out. One, because we're in it, right? And the other reason because, well, the other reason is actually why I got on here, because what happens, if you guys know my story, I think you all do, but in my 20s, when I was married, what I did was I suppressed my emotions. I suppressed my soul. I suppressed what I wanted. And I compromised what I wanted and what I knew was right for me, for the relationship, for money, for software engineering, for security. And when you suppress yourself, your soul, your intuition, you are shutting down the answers that you could have available to you. So when I said, no, I am going to be in this relationship with this man that I don't trust, I basically turned off the answers. Okay? When we turn off the answers and we keep doing that, and I did that for 12 years, I actually had to pretty much brainwash myself to stay in a relationship with a man that I didn't trust. You actually, and the relationship wasn't that bad. He didn't abuse me. He didn't call me names. Like, not like, right? That, I mean, we rationalize what we're doing because, oh, it's not that bad. Oh, at least we can figure this out. Oh, at least we're secure. Oh, at least we have money coming in. And while that's great, if we're saying no to our intuition, Basil, no. When we're saying no to our intuition, to our soul, we're shutting down those answers. And when we do that for 12 years, it's hard to access the answers that we need. So we have actually shut down these answers. That's why it's hard to figure out what we need to do in our business. It's hard to trust ourselves. It's hard to enjoy our lives, because if we're shutting down the answers, if we're shutting down our soul, our intuition, whatever you want to call it, if we're shutting that down, we're shutting down a part of us. And you know that if you're in a relationship and you don't listen to the other person and you shut them out, that person's probably going to be pissed off at you. So imagine that that person is you, and you are shutting down that person that's telling you, oh no, I don't think you should cross the street now. There's a lot of traffic, right? But that's what we're doing. We are saying, no, it's not that important. We can handle this. I don't need to listen to you. We're shutting down that relationship with ourselves. And our intuition, our soul, our heart, whatever you want to call it. And if you're on, say hi, because I think I can see. Okay, cool. I can see a like. When we shut that down and we say no for so long, especially if we're in a relationship, this is huge. If we're saying no to what is right for us in a relationship, we are saying no to the most intimate part of our lives. So maybe you're with the right person, but maybe you're shutting down a part of the intimacy, like sex, right? And I did that for so long. I used to, and this is kind of not funny, but it is kind of funny. I used to joke that my form of birth control when I was married was abstinence, because it was. That's a problem. And I know that so many of us are shutting down our sexuality, right? Because our partner is busy, or we don't really, or we're busy, or whatever. And that's a sign. If we're shutting down our sex drive and learning to live without our sex drive, it's a sign that we are shutting down other parts of our lives. We are shutting down our desires. And this is why we're having such a hard time figuring out what we want. Our like most basic instinct, well, one of them is to have sex. And if we're saying no to that and we're shutting down that desire, what other desires are we shutting down, right? Our desire for money, our desire for clients, our desire for success, our desire for our business, our desire for a healthy body. It makes a difference. It bleeds over into every single area of our life if we shut down one area. And I'm bringing up the sex thing because I feel like this is a big topic that nobody's really talking about, or if they are, they're a sex coach or whatever. But really, the importance of you having sex and saying yes to your partner, or saying yes to an intimate relationship. I know a lot of you are married and feel like I felt, where you feel like you're married and alone. That was annoying. That was really annoying, because I wasn't getting what I wanted. I wasn't getting a relationship. I wasn't getting intimacy. But part of me, because I had been saying, oh, it's not that bad, or I don't ask for that much, part of me, I was telling myself that I didn't deserve to have an intimate relationship, to have a marriage with somebody that I trusted, that I didn't deserve that. And when you tell yourself that you don't deserve that, you're also telling yourself that you don't deserve other things, like money, a business, because your intimate relationship and your sexuality is that's part of your heart, right? Hopefully you got into a relationship because you love the person, right? And if you are saying no to your heart, then that carries over to other parts of your life. And what we think that we can do is we can just go into our head and just run our business by strategy, and this is how it is. But then when we do that, we don't trust ourselves, and we have all this fear coming up because what if it's wrong? What if we don't know what to do? What if blah, blah, blah. And then we end up just running ourselves down, running after all this strategy and never figuring out what is actually going to fit right with us, what's actually going to work with us, right? Because it's like asking somebody for a list of what they want in a partner, like asking somebody else, oh, what's your list? And then taking that list that they want and with their values and saying, okay, I'm going to just take this list and see if it works for me. Well, good luck with that, because I'm pretty sure you're probably going to want different things in a partner, right? But you have shut down your intuition, your heart, the thing that's going to tell you what's right for you. So when I talk to a lot of people, they don't know, and I've said this over and over again, but they don't know who they are and what they want, or they don't have anything that they want. Well, it's not really a big deal. I'll just do this software engineering thing, or I don't really know what I want, so I'm just going to stay here. And I'm saying that with love because I was there for so long. When we don't know what we want, we don't get what we want. And then we get frustrated. But honestly, there's a part of us that is begging to be heard. We want to get what we want. And I talk about a relationship, sex, a healthy body, a business or a career or work that we love. I talk about all these things because these things are all things that we kind of are looking for. We need these things. We need every area of our life to have what we want. And if we shut one area down, it creates a problem for us because we are suppressing what we actually want. And that is why when I finally decided that I was going to leave my marriage, I got a divorce, sold my house, and then I quit my job, sold my car an hour later, and the next day was on a one-way ticket to Spain. Because and I had all kinds of anger issues. When you suppress your emotions, you get to the point where you think, this is not fucking worth it. I got to get the fuck out of here, right? You can only hold that down for so long because your heart, your intuition, that's your power source. You can only suppress that for so long before you're just like, okay, I'm done with this. And I thought that I could hold it together. I thought that I could keep going. But I couldn't. Like after my mom died, I was just like, okay, I can't do this. Life is too short. I'm going to die one day, and I don't want to keep repeating this miserable day. I had to be really honest with myself. This is not what I want. And I didn't know what I wanted because I had told myself that I wanted this life that I had built for so long. So I had no idea what I really wanted. So the only thing that I could identify that I really wanted was travel. And so that's why I went to Spain. And I traveled all over Europe for about 8 months and then came back and then kept going to travel for a really long time because that was me finding myself. And it wasn't the kind of travel where I get a hotel and I, do that. It was just backpack and a one-way ticket, no plan. So I had to figure out myself. I had to trust myself. I had to figure out what I wanted to create every single day while I was traveling. So it was really about me finding myself. And there's nothing wrong with a hotel travel, right? But it was really connecting to myself. And I got to the point where I chose to be homeless for a month and eat out of dumpsters because, well, lots of reasons. But when you get to that point where you have nothing and you're literally standing in line at a soup kitchen, you realize really who you are and you come face to face with what you actually want. And hopefully decide that it's not being homeless, because that I was like, oh, okay, I can see the benefits here. But that's obviously not what we want. And maybe you've been homeless, maybe you haven't. But this is what we do to ourselves when we choose things that are, we deserve so much, and we choose these things that are not, hey, Ian, I can't see your comments. Let me see. We choose things that are not what we want. And we choose things like being homeless, or we choose things like abusive relationships, or like, what is your version of homeless? You know? Okay. Yeah, I can't see comments. Okay. But everyone has their version of homeless, basically living a life that you don't want to live, living a life that you know you're not reaching your potential. I don't even know if I'm live anymore. Okay, cool. I'm moving on. Okay. I'm going to not do this in story and in my group and on my personal page all at once, because having a black screen and not seeing your comments is really difficult mentally for me. Okay. So what is your version of homeless? Where are you where you're not getting what you want? Right? Because I was pretty much depriving myself of everything there. And we are doing this on a daily basis where we are depriving ourselves of what we want because we suppressed what we want for so long, because we have these reasons, right? We have to please other people. We have to settle in our marriage. We have to settle for a career we hate because we want the money and need the money. And while all that, it is true you need money and that you probably need to pay your bills, it is not true that you need to do something that you hate doing, especially in this day and age. So we're settling for these things because we have told ourselves no so often that we think that it's okay. And that's why we don't know what our purpose is. That's why we don't have a vision. That's why we don't know, even if we have a vision, we run around trying to figure out how to make it happen because we don't have the answers inside of us. And this is really an issue. This is why when I talk, I'm like, oh yeah, your business, I can help you with your business. I can help you with your relationships. I can help you with your health. I can help you just basically find that strength inside of you to actually get what you want, and not just in your business, not just to make more money, but to find the strength in you to get this deeper connection with you, to know that once you get whatever it is you're after, that business, more money, that client, a relationship, more sex, once you get that you're going to be happy. Because I know what that's like to have the perfect life, the American dream, and just be so fucking pissed that I was doing all the things and I still wasn't happy. And I just felt like cheated. But it was really me cheating myself because I didn't take the time to figure out who I was and what I wanted. I'm hoping this makes sense because I can't see any comments. So weird. Okay. So we are basically telling ourselves that we don't deserve love, that we don't deserve sex, that we don't deserve these things. And then when we tell ourselves, and I'm really talking to a lot of people who are in a relationship where they're unhappy, right? Maybe it's a bad relationship, or maybe it's just like they don't know why they're unhappy. But that is impacting their health, their business, or their career. And it's just kind of putting them in this, well, probably depression and anxiety, right? So we get to the point where we say we don't deserve these things, and that bleeds over to our our business and our health. And it took me a really long time to really understand this. But if we are saying other people have bigger problems than we do, or we should be grateful for what we have, that we should be grateful. If we think that it's a gratitude problem and we just like keep trying to be more grateful, but there's something that I just felt like something was wrong. Now I tell the story of when I was married and you guys are like, well, that's so obvious. But when you're in it, you feel like, I have it all. I have this perfect life and I know something's wrong, but I don't know what's wrong. And I'm getting pissed off because I can't figure out what's wrong. But we're telling ourselves that we don't deserve to have what we want, that we don't deserve a relationship with somebody that we trust, that we don't deserve to be able to do work that we love. And when we do that for so long, it just has a terrible impact on our entire life. Like, I'm still seeing things in my life. We got a divorce 11 years ago. I'm still seeing things in my life where I'm like, okay, yeah, that's because I told myself for so long that I didn't deserve something, right? We actually have to brainwash ourselves to stay in that situation because it's hard to stay in that situation. So we're constantly saying, well, I don't have anything to say. I used to think this, that I didn't have anything to say. And now I do a lot of Facebook Lives and a lot of posts. And you guys are like, you probably, like, you guys know my story. If we hung out, you would be able to tell me probably things that I was like, oh, that I would be like, oh yeah, I did tell that story a lot of my life. And I never thought that I had anything important to say, right? Because I believed that I didn't deserve to really say anything, and that who am I to lead people and help people change their lives? That's a deserving thing. And when we think it's not that bad, or it's not possible, or it's not possible for me, all of those are you don't deserve whatever it is. And a lot of times maybe we'll get one thing, like we'll be very successful in our business, but then we'll have relationship problems, or we'll have health problems. And then we have this other thing where we don't deserve to have it all. We don't deserve to have the business, the relationship, the health, we don't, and to be perfectly happy. We have that in us too. So it's not just, do we deserve to have more sex and an intimate relationship? It's everything. Do we deserve all these things? And if you go and work on your relationship or go and work on your business, that's still not going to take care of this deserving problem, right? Maybe, but the fact that you have broken this relationship with yourself, this relationship with your intuition, your heart, that is the problem. That is why we are constantly, hey Charlene, I can see that you're on. I just can't see any comments. I guess if you guys want to PM me, I can see a comment, but other than that, I can't really see comments. But we're telling ourselves that we don't deserve all these things, which is why it's hard for us to actually get all these things. It's hard for us to manifest money. It's hard for us to create our business. It's hard for us to figure out the right strategy because we've lost connection with ourselves, right? So who is, and I had a conversation with somebody the other day, and he was like, oh, well, you know, other people have bigger problems. And while I can see his point, that's a problem because he's an artist. And if you look at like whoever your favorite artist is that inspires you to go to the gym or get up and paint or, you know, get up and go take care of whatever you need to take care of. Like if you listen to music or watch a movie, you need that inspiration. You need that. And if your favorite artist didn't do whatever he did, then you would have a problem because you wouldn't be able to do what you need to do because you wouldn't be inspired. For example, if Tony Robbins didn't do what he does, if he said, no, I don't deserve that, right? Which is, he talks about this, like there was a point where he had a thought that he didn't deserve or that he wasn't good enough. So he went through this. If he believed that and he was living like that, then Pitbull wouldn't be here. And then I would have a real problem going to the gym. True story. So you see my point, like we need artists. So whatever you are doing or supposed to do in the world, if you are holding back, you are holding other people back. So if you don't believe that you deserve something, that's actually keeping you from being a light to other people and for other people to show up because your work impacts other people's work. Is this making sense? So who influences you? What artist influences you? And you can put the comments in and I'll check them later. But who influences you? And what if they didn't do what they're supposed to do? And then what is your work? And if you're not connecting to your intuition, and because I know if you're a coach or an influencer or a leader, things change, right? You're going to change your business and then you're going to probably end up somewhere else. So if you don't have your intuition, if you don't connect to yourself and get the answers that you need, which a coach can help you with this. This is really the work that I do. I help you connect to yourself, which is honestly the hardest thing that people struggle with. And it's the thing that makes the difference in every single area of their life. Because we're beating ourselves down for so long. We've actually told ourselves that we don't deserve these things. And we've told ourselves no for so long that we don't know how to figure out what we want. We don't know how to connect to ourselves. And what happens is we think that we will get to a point and we'll be happy because we feel this emptiness, right? And then we get to a point and then we're not happy. And then we think, okay, well, I need to get to this point, right? And we get to that point and we're still not happy. And then we think, okay, well, there's still something missing. What do I need? And then we get this thing. And then we're still not happy. And then we get into a relationship and then we're still not happy. So then we blame the person that we just got into a relationship. It's their fault. The problem is in you from day one. It's you connecting to yourself. You loving yourself, you saying yes to your desires. And if you're suppressing this, you're not going to be able to say yes to what you want. And if you think you don't deserve it, of course you're going to suppress it. Is this making sense? Post your comments in the private message to me. I can't believe I can't see anything. Okay, so a lot of times we think that something is keeping us from what we want. It's our partner. It's the fact that we don't have a website. It's the fact that it's raining. It's the fact that we don't have energy. It's the fact that we're PMSing. It's the fact that, you know, like we think my legs are hurting. It's the fact that I have a headache. It's the fact that this and that. If we get rid of all that shit, because there's always going to be that shit, right? If we get rid of all those reasons, well, some of those are very valid reasons. If we get rid of all of those, what is really stopping you from getting the thing that you want? Is you. It's your mind. It's your thoughts that say that you can't have it, and your belief. And all of that comes down to your relationship with you connecting back to your soul, you connecting back to your intuition. And so I started this asking, what if you knew exactly what to do? If you can come back to yourself and connect to your soul, connect to your intuition, then it takes care of every area of your life. You stop, and it's so much bigger than my life, but you stop trying to figure out the right diet. Stop running yourself down, trying to work out and get the right diet. You stop running yourself down in your business. You stop holding yourself back from putting out messages, the marketing that you need to do. You stop because you're connected to yourself. And that changes everything. And you stop attracting the wrong people and like the wrong partners. You stop having the problems that you have in your relationship. Maybe not all of them, but it grounds you to yourself. And then when you feel confident, when you are connected to yourself, so many problems that you have, they just fall away. It stops things being an issue. It stops everything from being such a battle, because I know we're running ourselves down trying to figure out all this shit. And a lot of times what I'll do when I work with a high-end client is I'll tell them to take time off, and they freak out. But I'm like, no. This is what you need to do. And we go through this whole process for about 5 months. And sometimes they'll message me after we stop working together saying they hit like massive transformation, right? Of course they transform things while we're working together, but there's still depth that we still don't get to, because it's a relationship. It's a relationship with you. You're going deeper. And this is the one thing that you don't want to hear and that we're avoiding, but it is the answer. Because you can get the house, you can make sure your children are taken care of, you can get the relationship, but you're still going to feel empty. And I'm saying this with all love, because you guys know I've been through a lot of shit. It doesn't go away. It does not go away. It's always going to come back to you being fulfilled here. And we're always avoiding that. And there's like deep-seated reasons that we're avoiding our relationship with ourselves, which is why it's not, like, I can tell you this, but it's near impossible for you to do this on your own unless you have been doing a lot of work, like in the inner work. It is so, so hard to connect to yourself, to connect to your heart, to connect to your intuition. I mean, like for me, I was telling myself every single day, no, 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 in a 12-year marriage. And even after that, I stayed in software engineering off and on. And I was like telling myself, no, no, no. So I was breaking that connection every single time. So how, like if you're in a relationship now that you know you're not supposed to be in, or if you've been in a relationship that you know that you're not supposed to be in, or you've been in a situation, right? If you've been in a situation that you know you're not supposed to be in, how many days have you been in that situation? Okay, take the years and then the days and like add those up. I'm not going to do the math for you because I don't know how many years you've been in that situation. But if you've been in that situation and you've been there for years, day in and day out, you have to get yourself up and make yourself go to that situation, go to that job, go, be in that relationship over and over again. You have to tell yourself to show up. You're basically telling yourself no to what you want every single day. And so that's why when a lot of people come to work with me, they really resist the things that I have to say, like take a week off. I'm like, it's Christmas. I know you can't take a week off, but it's Christmas and you have to. And if you don't, you're going to burn out. Like near breakdown. She was going to she was going to burn out. She was already burnt out, right? But it was her finally saying yes to herself that made everything change. And this is a lot of, we go over a lot of the trusting yourself, figuring out who you are, figuring out what you really want. And a lot of people, they don't work with me because they know that it's going to be hard work. I mean, I'm very loving and but it does change their lives. And a lot of people are scared to do that. A lot of people are scared to say, okay, I've got to make a decision on this relationship because I've been in this 6-7 years and I'm not happy, but they don't want to, which is fine because the work that I do, we don't discuss whether or not, I mean, we do discuss whether or not whatever you're going to do, but the work that we do gets you centered, makes you strong, empowers you so that you can make the decision that you need to make, whether it's to be strong enough to stay and it change, like the work we do actually does change your relationship fundamentally. And you start being happy even if you haven't like left or whatever, or haven't decided or that stuff. Either you stay or you get strong enough to where you can walk away, to have that power inside of you where you don't have to wonder, am I doing the right thing? Because you know. And I know for so many of you, you're on the fence. You're on the fence in your relationship. You're on the fence with your business. You're on the fence with you're tired of the whole weight thing. And you're struggling and you feel like you're fighting a battle. And you are. You're really fighting the battle with yourself because you need to connect back into yourself. And that's not easy. Not easy with what we've been through and what we've, where we've put ourselves. So if that makes sense for you, if this resonates with you, say hi. I'm still stuck on the comment thing. But if this resonates with you, if this makes sense for you, let's talk about working together because you can get the answers that you need. You can finally find yourself, center yourself to figure out what you need to do in your relationship, what you need to do in your business, how to make more money, how to get clients. When you come from your power and your strength, everything changes. This isn't like, okay, yeah, maybe you sign up with me for your relationship, but it's not just going to impact your relationship. It's going to impact every area of your life. It literally changes who you are because you become who you are. I don't change anything. It's not like magic, but you become who you are. And I know what it feels like to just be lost and do the soul searching. I wandered the earth for so long thinking, I don't know who I am and what I want. And I did a lot of that. But you can do this from the comfort of your own home. Or you can buy a one-way ticket to Spain, which is crazy. Don't do that. But if this makes sense for you, let's talk about working together, because you deserve to have the life that you want. You deserve to have the business that you want. You deserve to be loved and in a loving relationship. So I'm going to put an application below, and if you're on, say hi. I'm going to check the comments afterwards because this is kind of weird. But I'm going to put an application below. If it makes sense for you, fill it out. If you have questions, PM me, please, because I know this is going to change your life. So let's talk. And I'll see you guys on the next Facebook Live. I don't even know how to, actually, I don't even know how, like the screen is completely black. Okay, I'm going to close out. I don't know why this is so weird. Okay.